Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the J Gemini. Tonight I actually wanted to make a quick and fun little video. Actually, I was going ahead and watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Cedric Ada. If you don't know, absolutely go subscribe to him. He's an Australian knife YouTuber, and maybe does a little bit of other, EDC and also home improvement type stuff. But he's most known for testing out the newest steels, and he actually has kind of like a standardized test that he uses a certain type of media, and he cuts that media a certain amount of time on different knives and basically helps determine what that steel's edge retention is, or maybe even heat treat from company to company. So definitely one of my favorite, and my god, his sense of humor and his editing is bang on. So definitely go ahead and check him out. But basically he had a video where he actually ended up including and tagging other YouTubers, and actually ended up saying what is his top 5 favorite knives that make him happy. So these are knives that he might be walking by and go, yeah, I actually need to, put that now in my pocket instead of what I was carrying, right? Or you might walk across the house just to, fidget a couple times, and before you, know it, you don't even know what's going on. Just fun things like that. So I wanted to make that video, and I also was kind of wanting to continue that trend. So today I'd actually like to see Metal Complex, because he's been a huge help in going ahead and growing my channel, and live podcast, kind of giving me shout outs, and has probably accounted for 100 more of my subscribers, which I'll ever be grateful to as we're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. Also, my personal friend Matt Martin, maker and owner of Behemoth Knives, I'd like to see him post a video. I would also like to have another smaller and upcoming YouTuber. Definitely check him out. He is Brother of the Knives. Really cool guy, really cool energy. Like the way he formats his video, kind of different from the way I do it, of course. I would also like to see Gideon's Tactical. I feel like seeing his top 5 favorite knives would be really cool, because he's so outdoorsy instead of just around EDC. It'd be really cool to see what his top 5 knives are as well. And then finally, I would like to go ahead and see Taylor Martin from Damn EDC. I'm also in his Discord server. Talk to him I've even bought a knife from him before, a little Vox knife made from Fox. So I'd like to go ahead and see him post his top 5 knives. I know he's got some classy stuff as well. So without further ado, here are my 5 top knives that make me happy. I have to start off with Genesis, basically the longest knife that I have owned. Now, I've had knives way before this. This isn't my first nice knife ever, but this is the one that I've kept the longest, is my most used knife, and is one I will never ever sell for sentimental value. And really all these I think I can honestly say are a part of the Forever collection. But this is my pair of 3. I like to name my knives, kind of weird. This is Cappuccino Lockstick, for obvious reasons why it's called that. I used to have a terrible lockstick that would just dent your finger. Just sometimes it goes ahead and gets it back, but it's smoothed out so nicely. And even with so many nicer high-end knives, and the 200 different knives that I've had, in my collection, just buy, sell, trade, and things like that, it has stood the test of time, and it is really nice quality. Also did a nice little sharpening choil there, and I also bent the tip a little bit when I was disassembling it. I moved this stop pin, came back and hit the barrel, but luckily that is 35 being as tough, so it didn't chip it, it just bent it, and I've sort of resharpened it. So this is a knife that I hope actually to kind of spruce up one day, but honestly it is just so good how it is. I mean, I would recommend this to anybody as just sort of all you need knife, EDC type thing. So Spyderco pair of 3, that's Cappuccino Lockstick. The next one is a knife that I just love. Every time I can't even put into words, every time I get this knife in my hand, I just get sort of this kiddish joy. The design is so attractive to me that I just get, it's like the first day of me having it, and just sort of is that kid inside. And honestly, I didn't even think I'd like knives like this, but it's Shadowmoses. This is my Trodon, so the smaller. And honestly, I would argue a lot of people think that these are inconvenient, sort of toys, you know, and sort of trivial. And I would beg to differ. I think that this is one of the best EDC pieces that you can have. And I actually did a review, and it just, to me, it wasn't up to my standard how much I love this knife, so I'm gonna do it again. But you know, in short, this thing is so small. It's like a little tiny square thing in your pocket. It's, you know, thin and has a deep ride clip. It actually, even though it's square, has great ergonomics that lock in, and it's just so fun to use and look at, and it just gives you that infinite cool factor that I just, even looking now, it just looks fast. So that is my combat Trodon, and that definitely makes me big joy, even though it hurts my finger to this day sometimes. Some days it doesn't, some days it does. This is the other knife I'd probably claim is my favorite knife of all time. I don't know, I love these knives so much that really that sort of is split between 5 parts realistically. But this is Big Chungus. This is my wee Malice. This is a knife that I actually had before with the flame titanium, and I actually ended up going ahead and setting it on the table. And I've told the story 100 times. My wife touched it, just moved it, you know, as she would, sort of organizing, and I picked it up, and the whole way, a 4-inch scratch across the front scale, all the way across that flame titanium, and I was just so devastated. I just couldn't even see it, and I sold the knife on the cheap for somebody who didn't care that that was there, and I missed it the second that I did. This knife like I said with my turtle, there's just something insane about it that it makes me feel just like Thanos, like Titan blade, you know? It's just so solid and chunky and just like got so much heft to it. There's no milling on this thing. It has a great action. It is so fun. It makes great noises. It's a fidget beast with being able to spider flick, thumb flick, spider flick, and of course that flipper action. And it just seems like it is butter. Ooh, yeah, it's buttery smooth. Just trying out some new oil, and I think it's working out the dirt. But this is like an ergonomic gem, and it is unapologetically, you know, kind of what ZT used to be, and I will never ever get rid of Big Chungus. Next two are newer kids on the block, but I can already tell. No, I actually haven't. Well, I have actually. Somebody else named one of these, said something, and I thought it was so funny that it's gonna keep that name. But this one, I haven't. But it's just, I guess I'll name it right now, Hammerhead. This knife. This is a Demco 80-20.5. Clearly I like the knife. It has some custom carbide scales. Definitely check them out on Instagram. Works super quick too, in a week. He already had them made. This thing was already smooth. I don't even know what happened in the last 2 days, but it's just smoothed out, and I love this knife so much. And that's the thing, I've had a lot of knives that I sort of have this sort of mid lock style, you know, whether it be an axis lock, bolt action lock. And honestly with that, you're just sort of kind of doing this weird thing, or maybe you got that finger. So this is literally what your finger's doing, like you're a zombie or something. No, this is just so, like, here's I'm holding a knife to use it. Here's like what you would normally use to unlock a lock with a frame lock. That's the only difference you do. You have like normal, solid contact. It is so natural and fast and fun and just solid, and yet it is as thin as a Delica, stronger than a Delica. It is lightweight. The ergonomics are just as good as the Pair 3. It is a perfect size. I don't even mind the clip, but they have a deep carry clip that you can end up getting. I will probably try to scoop one of those up. And I mean, this is just, it's gotta be knife of the year. There's no way that it can't, in my opinion. But yeah, Demco 8020. There's a reason why these things are flying off the shelf. And then there's the Grail. I made a video more than a year ago called The Sabenza. Is it really worth it? This is Sabongo. That's the name that somebody said. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the name of this knife. You know, that knife I had made that video, and I was like, I felt guilty. It was too nice. You know, the price, all that jazz. And I was just like, you know, it's not the time, you know, to have this, right? So I ended up, you know, selling it and getting my money, you know, flat back and just kind of breaking even where I was. So I never did make a follow-up to that video. And like the Malice, it never got out of my mind. It felt so special and like that needs to be in the collection. And this S45 VN Natty Micarta, which I really wish I could say jade is my thing. I like jade. That's the reason for the channel name, right? But honestly, it should be Natty Micarta Gemini M390 or something. I mean, geez. But I do like jade, so I'll also stay with that. But yeah, this is just I'll be okay. I mean, there are some really cool knives coming out recently. I want to keep getting some to produce for the channel. But honestly, if I didn't buy a knife for more than a year, I think I would be just fine. It's just video coming soon. So there are the 5 knives that make me happy. So again, it would be so cool if we start doing this in the EDC community, just kind of remembering what brings us together, what makes it fun, right? We're so focused on, I don't even know, you know what I mean? Just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the community right now. A lot of drama, it seems, and that's okay. You know, that happens from time to time, especially if people aren't doing things as they should, but I'm not gonna go left or right on that. I'm just gonna say that hopefully we have some other creators going to join into this fun. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, I would appreciate it. Give it a like and definitely comment any sort of questions. I love talking with you guys. Most importantly, well, before I say that, also, I know it goes saying, but subscribing really does help as we are trying to go ahead and get to that all-important 1,000 mark. We're almost to 700, so let's start there. And hopefully by the end of the year, my goal will be met by hitting 1K. But like I was gonna say, most importantly, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video, as there are so many other great content creators that you could be watching right now, and you've chosen to pick this video out. Of course, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody stays safe. And be posting some new videos soon. Peace.